Create images for video. Create images for video. So what about creating images for video? By the way, Photoshop can create images of various aspect ratios so that they appear properly on devices such as video monitors, and you can also select a specific video options, and you can use the new dialog box and compensate for scaling when the final image is incorporated into video. And so what about save zones? Save zones is a film and video, by the way, preset. Also creates a document with non-printing guides that delineate the action, save and title, and the save areas of the image, and using the options of the size menu. And you can also produce images for specific video systems like NTSC and PAL or HDTV. And the save zones, by the way, are useful when you are edit for broadcast and videotape and most consumer TV. This use a process called overscan, and which cuts off a portion of the outer edges of the picture and allowing the center of the picture to be enlarged, by the way. And this amount of overscan is not consistent across TV. And to ensure that everything fits within the area that most TV display, keep text within the title, save margins, and all other important elements within the action save margins, like the next image and the next screenshot now. Next image is explained for you. Video preset, file size guides. A is meaning action, save area outer rectangle, and B is meaning title, save area inner rectangle. And note and be careful please here now. If you are creating content for the web or for CD, the title, save and action, save margins don't apply to your project because the entire image is displayed in this media. And so what about preview options? Preview options, by the way, to help you create images for video, and Photoshop has a pixel aspect ratio correction viewing mode that displays images at the specified aspect ratio. And for more accurate previews, Photoshop, by the way, also has a video preview command that lets you immediately preview your work on a display device such as a video monitor. And to use this feature, you must have the device connected to your computer via FireWire, like IEEE 1394. And this here also review your document on a video monitor. For more information on FireWire video, see Apple's website. And other considerations. By the way, both Adobe After Effects and Adobe Premiere Pro support PSD files created in Photoshop. However, if you are using other film and videos applications, you might consider these details when you create images for use in video. Like some video editing programs can import individual layers from a multi-layers PSD file, and if the file has transparency, some video, by the way, editing programs preserve that. And if the file uses a layer mask or multiple layers, you might not have to flatten the layers, but you might want to include a flattened copy of the file in PSD format to maximize backward compatibility. So what about aspect ratio? Aspect ratio is meaning that frame aspect ratio is meaning describes the ratio of width to height in the dimensions of an image. For example, DV and NTSC has a frame aspect ratio of 4 and 3, or 4 width by 3 height, and a typical widescreen frame has a frame aspect ratio, by the way, of 16 and 9. Some video cameras can record various frame aspect ratios. And many cameras, by the way, that have a widescreen mode use the 16 and 9 aspect ratio, and many professional films have been shot using even wider aspect ratios, by the way. Like the next image and the next screenshot now explain for you the frame aspect ratio in the left side, and in the right side wider frame aspect ratio. And the pixel aspect ratio describes also the ratio of width to height of a single pixel in a frame, and different video standards use different pixel aspect ratios. For example, many computer videos standard define 4 and 3 aspect ratio frame as 640 pixels wide by 480 pixels high, and which results in square pixels. And this computer video, by the way, pixels in this example have a pixel aspect ratio of 1:1. square, and whereas the DV and NTSC pixels have a pixel aspect ratio of 0.91. Non-square and DV pixels, which are always rectangular and are vertically oriented in systems producing NTSC video, and horizontally oriented in systems producing PAL video. And if you display rectangular pixels on a square pixel monitor without alternation, images by the way appear distorted. For example, circles distort into ovals, and however when displayed on a broadcast monitor, the images by the way appear correctly proportioned because broadcast monitors use rectangular pixels. Note and be careful please here now. When copying or importing images into a non-square pixel document, Photoshop by the way automatically converts and scales the image to the pixel aspect ratio of the document, and the images imported from Adobe Illustrator are also properly scaled. Like the next images now, we have AMP&C, pixel and frame aspect ratio. And how to create an image for use in video. We have steps here now. Step number 1, create a new document firstly. Step number 2, from the preset menu in the new dialog box, choose the film and video preset. Step number 3, choose the size that's appropriate for the video system on which the image will be shown. Step number 4, click Advanced to specify a color profile and the specific pixel aspect ratio. And note and be careful please here now. By default, non-square pixel documents open the pixel aspect ratio correction enabled. This setting scales by the way the image so it appears as it was on the non-square pixel output device, usually a video monitor. Step number 5, to view the image as it would appear on a computer monitor, square pixel, you have to choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio correction. Like the next screenshot now. This image now explain for you. The circle in the NTSC DV 720 multiply 480 pixels, and document viewed on computer square pixel monitor with pixel aspect ratio correction turned on, and top and pixel aspect ratio correction turned off button. By the way, you can simultaneously view an image with the pixel aspect ratio correction turned on and off, with a non-square pixel image open and pixel aspect ratio correction enabled, and then choose window, then choose arrange, then choose new window for name of document. And with the new window active by the way, you have to choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio correction to turn off the correction. Step number 6, if you have a display device such as a video monitor connected to your computer via firewire, you can preview the document on the device. To set output options before previewing the image, you have to choose File, then choose Export, then choose Video Preview. And after that, to view the image without setting output options, you have to choose File, then choose Export, then choose Send Video Preview to Device. And when creating images for video, you can also load a set of video actions included with Photoshop that automate by the way certain tasks, such as scaling images to fit video pixel dimensions and setting the pixel aspect ratio. How to load video actions. By the way, for video images actions, automate tasks such as constraining the luminance, range and saturation levels to comply with broadcast standards, resizing and converting to non-square pixels for use in DVD slideshows, and NTSC and PAL standard and widescreen aspect ratio, and creating an alpha channel from all country visible layers, and adjusting image areas, especially thin lines that are likely to cause interlace, flicker, and generating a title safe overlay. We have steps. Step number 1, you have to choose window and then select actions to display the actions panel firstly. Step number 2, you should click the triangle in the upper right corner of the panel and then choose video actions from the menu. And how to adjust pixel aspect ratio. By the way, you can create a custom pixel aspect ratio in existing documents, or delete or reset pixel aspect ratios previously assigned to a document. And how to assign a pixel aspect ratio value to an existing document. By the way, with a document open, choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio, and then choose a pixel aspect ratio that's compatible with the video format that you will be using your Photoshop file with. And how to create a custom pixel aspect ratio. We have two steps again. Step number 1, with a document open, then choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio, then choose custom pixel aspect ratio. Step number 2, in the set pixel aspect ratio dialog box, enter a value in the factor text box, and then name the custom pixel aspect ratio, then click OK. And after that, the new custom pixel aspect ratio appears in both the pixel aspect ratio menu of the new dialog box and in the view, and then select pixel aspect ratio menu. How to delete a pixel aspect ratio. If you would like to delete a pixel aspect ratio, what should you do? We have two steps again. Step number 1, with the document, you should to choose open, then choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio, then choose delete pixel aspect ratio. Step number 2, in the delete pixel aspect ratio dialog box, you should choose the item to delete from the pixel aspect ratio menu, and then click delete. And how to reset the pixel aspect ratios. We have two steps again. Step number 1, with the document, choose open, then choose view, then choose pixel aspect ratio, then select reset pixel aspect ratio. Step number 2, in the dialog box, choose one of the following again. Append. So what's the meaning of append? Append is the meaning replaces the current pixel aspect ratios with the default values plus any custom pixel aspect ratios. And by the way, this option is useful if you deleted a default value and want to restore it to the menu, but also want to retain any custom values. And OK is the meaning that replaces the current pixel aspect ratios with the default values, and custom pixel aspect ratios are discarded. And so what about cancel? Cancel is the meaning cancels the comment. How to prepare images for use in After Effects. How to prepare images for use in After Effects. By the way, you can import a photos BSD files directly into an After Effects project with the option of preserving individual layers and layer styles and transparent areas and layer masks and adjustment layers and preserving the individual elements for animation. And be careful please here now. For best results, work in RGB mode, which After Effects uses, and After Effects CS3, and later can convert files from CMYK to RGB After Effects 7, and earlier cannot. And before you export a layered Photoshop file for use in After Effects, do the following to reduce preview and rendering time, and to avoid problems with importing and updating Photoshop layers. And organize and name layers. If you change a layer name or delete a layer in a Photoshop document after you import into After Effects, and After Effects won't be able to find the renamed or deleted layer, and this After Effects project panel lists that layer as missing. And you can also group layers into smart objects. For example, if you used a set of layers to make a foreground object and a set of layers to make a background, you can group them as one smart object each and easily animate one to fly in front of the other. And after that, make sure each layer has a unique name, and duplicate layer names can cause confusion. And after that, choose always from the maximize BSD file and BSB file compatibility menu in the file handling preferences dialog box. And after that, use the appropriate pixel dimensions preset for video and film in the new document dialog box, and do any required color correction, scaling and cropping or other edits in Photoshop, so that After Effects doesn't have to do extra image processing work. And you can also assign a color profile to the image that corresponds to the intended output type, such as recording 601 NTSC or recording 709. After Effects can read embedded color profiles and interpret the image's colors accordingly. For more information on color profiles, see Working with Color Profiles.